Hey, what's up? Vegan Maga here. I was interviewed by Vegan Ariel yesterday on her channel. You can go to the channel and check that out. Either way, you should go to her channel and watch her other videos. She is both a vegan and a fellow conservative. She has some awesome content on her channels. So please go check it out. But I'm re-uploading the interview right now, so you can check it out on here too. Also, there's another video where I'm interviewing her. I just uploaded that today, so you can check that out too. I'll put that at the end of this video. We covered a lot of subjects, and I'm going to be making individual videos on each that we mentioned and elaborating more on my opinions of each answer that I had. I was gonna just do a reaction video to this, but a few of the questions requires longer explanations, so I think it's makes more sense to just make separate videos on each one. So yeah, so enjoy, watch this, guys, and keep fighting. Go vegan, fight for the animals, and fight for this country.
Cool. Okay. So I thought I'd invite you on my channel to talk to you. So do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I'm Vegan MAGA. I'm a conservative and a vegan. I've been promoting animal rights and talking conservative issues on my YouTube channel that I started up about a month ago.
Okay. Well, you've done pretty well in a month, to be honest.
I would say so too. Yeah, I don't want to be arrogant. I mean, my channel is still small, but I have gotten 60 subscribers in a month. I got several videos that have over 1,000 views.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you've done
Mhm.
quite well. I didn't realize that you were so new on YouTube actually. Because
Mhm.
I've been doing it for around, I would say, probably 2015. I don't think I've been doing it since 2015. I've been doing it 9 years or so.
Mhm.
But before the conservative stuff, I just did like blogs and that kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah, I
did
wasn't
it quite a
aware of your
while.
channels either. I recently found you about a maybe 2 3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm disappointed about. I wish I had been a regular viewer when you was when you was uploading regularly.
Mm. Yeah, I don't. With me, it's quite. I get a bit busy, and then I don't upload as regularly as I should. So it's one of those
Mhm.
things. I was wondering. So my questions are to you. What made you go vegan in the first place?
Animal rights. I mean, it's wrong. It's wrong to kill and murder and abuse and enslave animals. I mean, there was just no logical justification for it. It's that simple. Once I came to that conclusion, once I saw the videos of what's really going on, and I there was never a time that I was in denial. There was never a time that I was a uh, anti-vegan or I believed all the nonsense, the excuses that uh, people who consume flesh say. I was just more so blind to what was going on. I was unaware, naive to it. And then second, I started doing more research into it. I just instantly went vegan, cold tofuki.
Okay. Wow. Um. So how long have you been vegan for? That was my other question.
Yeah, 7.5 years.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. I was into plant-based eating, vegetarian, pescatarian for a little bit before then, just for health
Mm.
purposes. And I am a health enthusiast, exercise enthusiast, and I was looking into a lot of vegan recipes and vegan food, and that's where I kind of got exposed to the other side, the activism part of it. So it was kind of accidentally.
Okay. And I was also wondering, um, how long have you been conservative? So were you conservative before going vegan or after going vegan, or was it kind of the same time?
Um, it I would say I had a lot of conservative views before then, but I always was on the ropes. I always was a person who never really had an official political party. I would probably lean more towards Republican views, even before I was vegan. But I was somebody who would have considered myself independent. I would have said that there's corruption in both sides,
Mm.
but it would have been, Trump's, first election is, what
Okay.
really, drove me, towards a full-blown, conservative.
Oh, fair enough. I was going to ask you. So, have you? I was wondering if you'd ever been kicked out of any vegan groups for being conservative,
Uh,
or
no,
not
no,
really.
I haven't. I have gotten just I have not been a part of any vegan groups to have had
Oh,
that
okay.
happen, or I'm sure that would happen. I have had numerous of situations where I've been, kicked out of other locations for being, outspoken conservative. I have had disputes with vegans online for being conservative.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I can imagine that would happen. Unfortunately, I don't know where this idea came from that veganism and conservatives have to be separate for some reason.
Mm. I don't know. I've been I mean I've said my story multiple times on my channel, but I've been kicked out of a number of groups for being conservative,
Mhm, mhm.
like Facebook groups and also like Milky's vegan.
Yeah.
Uh,
And what was the excuses for kicking you out? I mean, I know there was no true justification, but what was the
well,
explanation?
I created a video that was anti Black Lives Matter when they were
Mhm.
rioting and things like that. And
Yeah,
then they were like, "Oh, you're racist because you don't like Black Lives Matter," and I was like, "Just because I don't like the organization doesn't mean."
yeah, that doesn't mean you're against black people because you don't like a corporation that was conning and scamming people out of money, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
but it
yeah,
wasn't just
yeah,
like that. It was the whole. I mean, police brutality. It isn't
it's all people.
really.
It's there's numerous of white people who've been murdered by cops
Mm,
before and after George Floyd. And it just got ignored. If anything, they them making it about race was annoying police brutality. It was taking away from what truthfully was going on. It should have never been about race. That should have never been the issue. It should have
mm.
been about police brutality.
Well, what I didn't get was he was. What's his name? So the guy who killed George Floyd,
Hmm.
he was done for murder, and I felt like that was a bit wrong because at the time it was a standard practice knee to neck restraints.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And Floyd was a drug addict. He was loaded up with drugs at that time.
Mm.
No, he should have never had murder charges.
I can understand manslaughter, but I think murder was a bit too far.
Mhm. I agree, I agree. The only mistake I think he made is, not, getting off of him at some point. At some point, he
Mm,
should have, but I think the crowd surrounding him kinda, kept him doing it, which is
mm,
it's not right, it's wrong, but still not murder.
No. And the other thing is, I read a report on white police officers are actually more hesitant to shoot a black person than they are a white person who's
More,
committing a crime.
yeah, not only that, but more white people have been killed by police officers,
It's true.
and uh, more you're more likely to get killed by someone of your own race. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
and in any statistics, you're more likely to be killed by people of your own race.
And that's the kind of thing about defunding the police that I was concerned about, that if you defund the police in black areas, then black victims of crime aren't gonna get justice, right? They're not gonna have their
Mhm.
perpetrators put in prison, they're not gonna have them caught, they're not gonna.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So that was, I don't know, I was kicked out for that in Milton Keynes Vegans.
No,
Um,
it's wrong because even if somebody here's the thing, like even if they disagree with that, was I don't know why they would, but even if they disagree with that, to labor a racist comment or to go to the degree of kicking you out of the group for having that opinion, th- there's just no reason for that. There's no reason for that.
what I also don't get is that, I'm gonna shut the door. Okay. What I also don't get is the fact that, like, I think having vegans of all political views in activism is important,
Hmm.
because otherwise you're just attracting a very small percentage of people
Hmm.
that have these extreme left-wing views.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you're right. Like it just alienates people. It does. It separates people.
Mm.
Like,
And I was wondering, like, so what are your conservative? Have you got any conservative friends, or not really?
mm, yes,
What is
they
that?
don't. Uh, he doesn't consider himself a conservative, but he would definitely lean more in that direction.
So, what are their reactions to you being vegan, or is it more like,
He no, he acceptive. He is. He's chill about it. I won't really associate with people who have a problem with it or who would really give me a challenge. I mean, I have before, with a few exceptions, but for the most part, I try to avoid people like that.
okay,
It's just toxic. I have had situations. I had a friend like that before, and eventually, just we ended up separating. It just didn't work out. There was too many classes.
fair enough, it makes sense. I don't, I feel like the right. I mean, I've been to pro-life marches, and I feel like the right's a lot more accepting of vegans than the
Mhm.
left. The
Yeah,
left is of conservatives.
no, you're right. I think I understand what you were saying though, and to be honest, I just feel like I probably have the strongest views on both sides with all my friends. Like, I don't have anyone who is like hardcore conservative but not a vegan, or anyone who is hardcore vegan but not a conservative.
Okay,
So yeah, so I never really been in that situation.
fair enough. I mean, I don't know that. I feel like hardcore conservatives online are a lot different from they are how they are in real life. I don't know.
You're right. Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. You're
Because
talking
like
like,
all of the pro-lifers that I've met that are
mhm,
conservative, they're not particularly anti-vegan, even though like online Matt Walsh, she makes fun of vegans
yeah,
and Ben
yeah.
Shapiro and whoever else.
And again, just it's not the thing that's annoying about it too is, and I guess arguably this could be said about any subject or any political view, but veganism is not even a political movement. It's not a political view. Like Democrats, leftists, they're not all vegan. Most of them are not vegan. So
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
true.
make sense for like conservatives to reject it. Like it doesn't. It shouldn't even be uh, something that they have any type of issue with, even if they're not vegan.
I think that I think why it's seen as more conservative though is that like conservatism is about, I don't know, conserving traditions or whatever else, and that does
Mhm.
often involve meat, right?
But I have brought this up before. By that logic, we consumed less animal products in the past.
True,
If you
true.
go far back in the past, we did not eat a lot of meat. Meat was a delicacy. It was a small portion
Yeah.
of the plate. And as the years went on, you know, factory farming and everything thing got bigger, and apply and demand supplies, and it had just completely like blew up at this point. So I feel like by that sense, conservatives should reject it.
Yeah, it's true. And if you look at like a Viking diet, they didn't actually eat that much meat. They
No,
ate
I mean
eggs.
I don't know much about Vikings, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was because meat was very expensive,
Hmm.
right? And you could either like kill, it would take a lot to raise an animal,
Hmm.
right? And you could either kill an animal or you could get the eggs off it. So normally you'd have meat occasionally, and they ate
Hmm.
more like dairy, eggs, and fish. So it was mainly pescatarian.
Okay, well, I mean they, yeah, but I mean still eating animals though, but
Still eating
yeah,
animals,
yeah.
but just not as much because it was more expensive.
Hmm. Yeah, it was more expensive, and I also think people realized that it wasn't as healthy too. That came later on too, like just as an advertisement to try to sell it. The whole protein thing, and that is healthy, and that came later on too. It was never advertised as a healthy food at first.
Mm. I suppose that maybe it's the fact that maybe the attachment to meat that conservatives have is like more, I don't know.
But the movement has gotten more powerful in the last few years.
Mm,
And conservatives are against anything that is looked at as progressive or new
yeah,
age or
yeah.
anything like that. So that might be why they're fighting back. Another thing is, uh, if a conservative is not vegan and then he has a conflict, if you have some vegan come up to him and start,
Yeah, it's true.
talking, and they have to, they have to comment on it and stuff. So that's why too. It might have been, and not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with this, because we should be out promoting veganism, but it might have been that we brought it to them. It might have been that conservatives didn't really start talking about it, but vegans started going up and asking conservatives, "Well, why are you not vegan?" And they kind of had to come up with a agenda
Mm.
about that.
But it kind of, I think you're right. Maybe they have a kind of complex around it, and maybe it's the fact that they're not. That conservatives are very good about thinking about why they're conservative in a way because they're challenged by the left quite a lot in terms
Hmm.
of their ideas, like their ideas on Black Lives Matter, their ideas on abortion,
Hmm.
that kind of thing. But maybe it's just not something that they've thought about as much because they're not challenged as much by vegans.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, or if well, still are, like I said, there's a lot of Democrats who are meat eaters, who are carnivores, anything. Uh, so maybe if conservatives kind of looked at that and like as rebellious or rejecting that, that would be another way
Hmm.
that it could be accepted more.
Yeah, maybe. I think there's definitely a social aspect around eating meat. Um, I was wondering, so what are the kind of reactions when you even like on Facebook groups? What are the reactions on Facebook groups when you say you're conservative from other vegans?
Don't like They just don't like it. They don't like it. They try to challenge me. Um, they don't understand it. Like, I don't know what else to say. I've been labeled the transphobic, homophobic too. A few times racist too, but kind of probably not as often because I am mixed race myself, but I
Mm,
still get it. I still get it. Um, in fact, some people will deny my race for that reason, which is kind of funny. It's like so Kamala can be, she can be mixed, but I can't be mixed. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of that. A lot of people just challenging it. I have had some accept it. There are some vegans that are open minded and accept it.
mm,
Uh, but definitely a lot of challenges, a lot of making attempts to try to change my mind on that.
fair enough. I think a lot of vegans, and I find this quite a lot, that they have a lot of vegans have really weird, extreme political views that aren't anything to do with veganism.
Right. Oh, you gotta elaborate on that a little bit. Like what?
Well, like, I mean, I've
What
met
do you mean?
people that are it kind of vegans that are extremely left wing, so they're communist or socialist.
Okay.
I've met other vegans that are anti-natalists,
Okay.
and then I've met
What are they true vegans? Like I don't know. I see what you're saying. Like maybe like those fruitarian, like the real spiritual ones and everything, and enlightened. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it gravitates. It's. I mean, you could say that about a lot of different views. Why are a lot of blanks uh,
yeah.
crazies? I don't think so. I mean, when you portion it out, I would disagree with that, though. I met a lot of vegans who are normal, who don't have crazy views, other than the fact of them being left wing.
Vegan, yeah. Well, I suppose, yeah, I've met a lot of vegans like that, but I've also met quite a few vegans that have really weird views apart from veganism.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't met enough vegans like that.
Mm,
I don't have an explanation to why that would be because vegan is the correct thing to be.
mm,
Just common sense.
that's true. Um, I think that's all my questions, mainly.